Oh, Star Wars! What is happening to you? I did a video yesterday saying, well, it was titled Disney will be the ruin of the movie industry, or something like that. They're going to destroy the movie industry as we know it, which I will leave linked here. I think we can do annotations still. Now, I also think they are going to be the ruin of themselves by the looks of it. Disneyland reportedly cuts employee hours due to low Star Wars Galaxy's Edge attendance. Now, it's not just that, because we also have this. I know this is a bit left field, but this goes to show just how desperate Disney is currently. Barbie visits a galaxy far, far away with new Star Wars line. Right. Okay. God damn. So let's take a look, right? The hype surrounding the launch of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge expansion in Disneyland this summer couldn't have been any bigger. I don't think there wasn't much hype at all. What? Which is why it's so incredibly surprising to see that the new attraction hasn't been a massive hit. Disneyland attendance saw a decline last quarter, and according to the recent Disney earnings call with CEO Bob Iger, and the opening of Galaxy's Edge hasn't helped. In fact, it may actually be hurting the park just a bit, as people have decided to stay away entirely to avoid the crowds. I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why at all. That, coupled with some unfortunate blackout date decisions made by Disney parks, has led to lower attendance, which means less hours for the employees that work there. So you hired all these people, you trained them up, and now you're cutting their hours. Bravo. Bravo. Wait times this summer for the new Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride were expected to be over 2 hours long all summer, but in reality, the lines have been averaging half that or less. So about half an hour, 45 minutes. An employee who wanted to remain anonymous told Fox Business. As a result, the company has been forced to cut our hours. The need for us to work simply isn't there. Can you imagine being an employee for Disneyland? It's just ridiculous. And also, so just as a heads up, I have something to add to the end of this one about D23. From my sort of perspective, from a reviewer's perspective, an outlet's perspective, because I want you all to see just how Disney likes to control the narrative. Because D23 press have had their accreditation sent through, and the stipulations that they list is insane. Having been to press and film festivals and things like that, like I've been to Sundance and things like this, you can do whatever you want. You can review things straight away. It's very free reign because they want the media outlets to have access pronto. Not D23, not D23. So we'll come to that at the end, but I thought I'd give you a heads up. Our hours have been cut as low as 30 to 35 hours some weeks, even though we have both worked for the park for years, they continued. It makes life changing when your paychecks opens a new window and they get cut unexpectedly. It makes life challenging, sorry. I feel the problem is Star Wars took too long to build, so they rushed the opening with only one cool feature. The only other big ride isn't even scheduled to open until the end of the year, the source added. Now, Fox Business reached out to Disney about the issue, and the company stated the full-time employees, cast members, are always in line for 30 to 40 hours per week, and the actual number can vary based on the park attendance and events. So they basically just corroborated it. Full-time cast members know that they are regularly scheduled between 30 to 40 hours per week, and that their schedules vary depending on a number of factors, a spokesperson said. While the strange launch of Galaxy's Edge is seemingly responsible for the decline in Disneyland attendance, the drop in park goers at Orlando's Disney World is likely due to people waiting for that version of the Star Wars expansion to open. Disagree. The current launch date for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Orlando is August 29th. Now, it's clearly not the case, because you've got toy sales declining, you've got, and again we'll get to the toys because Barbie's now lined up, but toy sales are declining, the movies are declining, the critical response and the fan response is declining. and then you open a theme park ride, and that's now declining. So what do you think is happening? What do you actually think is happening? Because it's not what you're saying. So we talk about toys. This is how desperate Disney now is. Figures inspired by the original 1977 movie are available for pre-order now. In the lead up to the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Lucasfilm and Mattel have announced the partnership Written in the Stars. A new line of Barbie dolls based on designs and concept artwork are created for Star Wars. Okay. Slutty Vader. Like, what is this? What is this? What? Who's this for? This is Disney clutching at straws trying to acquire a new audience. So they're taking the Barbie brand and inserting Star Wars into it. It's not Barbie being inserted into Star Wars. It's the other way around. Star Wars is now trying to leech off of Barbie. That is what's happening. It's not Barbie trying to leech off of Star Wars. Because if anything, this could hurt Barbie doll sales. Because who's this for? So it's Disney and Star Wars trying to leech off of Barbie doll sales. How embarrassing for a brand that used to be one of the biggest toy sales ever. How embarrassing. The collection, Star Wars X Barbie, consists of three figures. I have like a brain aneurysm there. Each inspired by concept art for the original 1977 Star Wars movie, but reimagined via what Mattel describes as a distinctive Barbie high fashion filter. The three figures are based on the R2-D2, Princess Leia, and Darth Vader, with the latter described as capturing Darth Vader's Sith armor silhouette in a head-to-toe shiny black ensemble. I can't believe I'm reading this crap. In the official product description, which adds metallic details at her collar and waist, dark glasses, and an emblematic black cape finish the look. No one cares. Like I say, look, like who's this for? Seriously? Like this, the figures are currently available for pre-order for $100 each, ahead of a mid-November release. Like, who is this for? Who is this for? This is atrocious. This is absolutely awful. Now, I was sent... We go on to the D23 issue now. Like, just as a heads up, what do you think of this? Like, I know my comments about Star Wars trying to leech off Barbie will rile a lot of people up. But the evidence is there. How can you deny it? I know a lot of people will be annoyed by that. I'm aware. It's very clear as day, though, isn't it? So, we now get to the D23 issues, right? And this is an official release to a media outlet that was sent to me. Close friend of mine, so I can verify this as a source. It is our pleasure to confirm your media credential for D23 Expo 2019. Please note, this credential confirmation is solely for the addressed individual. Sorry, Disney. This media credential is valid for one press admission and provides access to all public areas and working media room. Media credentials do not guarantee interviews, content, privileges, or exclusive access of any kind. D23 Expo 2019 media credentials do not include airfare, transportation, parking, or hotel accommodations. Per your signed application, this media credential is approved and issued at the sole discretion of the Walt Disney Company and may be revoked at any time. We will send you an email the week prior to D23 Expo 2019 with detailed credential pickup information. Right now, a few things to note there. No issue with the fact that there's no like airfare and accommodation and transport, all of that stuff. No one cares about that. That's not what I'm getting at. But the fact that it doesn't offer, it doesn't get you any content, interviews, or anything outside of what a normal person would get is an issue when you're an outlet. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you're attending these things as a member of the press, generally speaking, you have access to interviews. They're quite important because they help your brand two ways, right? They help Disney and they help you as a media outlet. So that's an issue. That's really, really bad. And then they go on to say, like, media credentials provide access to just public areas and a media room. So you get access to one room. Sounds absolute crap. Reserved media seating requests for for presentations in Hall D23, the D23 Expo Arena, and or Stage 28 should be sent directly. So you don't get anything confirmed. You basically just get a free ticket to enter. So as a media outlet, you are super restricted on what you can cover. But then it goes even further, right? Basically, the long story short, if you bring it, you can't record anything. You can't interview guests. You you can't take pictures because there's no flash photography. And you're not able to give out any information prior, so you can't even take any notes. So as a member of the press, attending this thing is entirely pointless because you can't do coverage, no photography, no videoing, no interviews. No, no leaks, no press articles, nothing. When the official releases are there, that's when everyone knows, and everyone knows universally. Now, I know that it seems like a small thing to kind of, pry on about, but what I'm talking about here is just Disney controlling the narrative, really, really controlling the narrative, to the detriment of their own brand, I think, anyway. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think? Good, bad? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much for watching, though, guys. I haven't missed the age. Take care.